other. I think there are little pieces of us that when we got to do this together, when we first started, each of us was missing.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we did it.
Yeah.
You know, we really did it.
Did you ever know that it would that it'd be a movie? Did you know it would be this?
I don't think I knew what I was doing.
Well, you have been the light of the day. You are
truly-
such a gift.
You brought such light into the room. Thank you very much
We appreciate
for coming
you.
into this room today. Why am I feeling emotional about that?
Because it's true and it's a lot.
I'm feeling very emotional.
Ariana Grande is officially clapping back at the internet, the tabloids she calls evil. And Cynthia Erivo's out here defending her Wicked co-star while dealing with her own backlash drama. We're talking voice controversies, Postergate, fan incidents that cross the line, and two powerful women who are done playing nice with the negativity. The Wicked press tour has been one wild ride, and things just got real.
You deserve all the good things, that your difference is what makes you special, that your queerness is beautiful, that
This character, you're not going to tell me.
Not the time, helicopter!
Let's just say this whole situation didn't start overnight. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo have been living and breathing Wicked for nearly 2 years. They filmed both movies back to back, spent every single day together, and reportedly became so close that wrapping production was devastating for both of them. According to the New York Times, when filming ended, Ariana said the whole day was a nightmare and they both cried every minute. Cynthia told Deadline that she was devastated when it was all over. But here's the thing. While these two were pouring their hearts into bringing Elphaba and Glinda to life, the internet was watching their every move. Ariana's been under a microscope since she was a teenager on Nickelodeon, and now she's playing one of the most iconic roles in musical theater history. The scrutiny got intense. People started dissecting everything from her speaking voice to her appearance to her personal life.
A beautiful sistership that continues to grow and grow even through this press tour. Something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know.
Sorry.
She's getting the fixing itch
It's like
that Cynthia Erivo
right.
gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Biggest pinch me moment for each of you on the set? Was it the day you arrived on the set or some special moment that happened?
And Cynthia? She's been dealing with her own set of challenges, including fans who allegedly crossed boundaries that honestly shocked a lot of people. The pressure has been building for months, and now both stars are speaking out. In a new Vanity Fair cover story published in September, Ariana didn't hold back about what she's been dealing with. And when it comes to Cynthia, let's just say she's been called everything from overreactive to protective, depending on who you ask. So what exactly happened that made these two women draw a line in the sand? The voice controversy has been following Ariana around for months. Back in June, a clip from her appearance on Penn Badgley's Podcrushed podcast went absolutely viral. People noticed her voice was switching registers mid-conversation, going from low to high and back again. The internet went wild with theories and jokes comparing her to Austin Butler and his Elvis voice situation. Some people said she was putting on a transatlantic accent. Others accused her of being fake. Ariana addressed it pretty quickly on TikTok, writing that she intentionally changes her vocal placement depending on how much singing she's doing. She said it's for vocal health and that she's always done this, but the criticism didn't stop. At the Oscars in March, fans were once again commenting on her voice, saying it sounded fragile and different. One person on social media wrote, "What happened to Ariana Grande's voice? Why does she sound so fragile?" Another said she was going full Austin Butler with the Glinda voice. Now in her Vanity Fair interview, Ariana is done explaining. She told the magazine there's a part of the world that isn't familiar with what it takes to transform your voice for a role. But here's where it gets real. She pointed out the massive double standard. When a male actor does it, it's acclaimed, she said. People make jokes, sure, but it's always after being led with praise about how dedicated he is to his craft. She added that it's a tale as old as time, being a woman in this industry, because you're treated differently and you're under a microscope in a way that some people aren't. And y'all, she didn't stop there. Ariana called out what she described as evil tabloids that have been trying to destroy her since she was 19 years old. She told Vanity Fair that the back and forth throughout her career has been really hard to navigate mentally. She was the approachable, funny redhead on Nickelodeon, and everyone liked her. Then she had too many hit records, and everyone decided she was an evil diva. Then terrible things happened, referring to tragedies like the Manchester bombing, and suddenly she was a hero and a victim. She said she's had to do a lot of hard work to heal her relationship with fame, but she's proud of who she's becoming, and she won't let disreputable, evil tabloids ruin her life. Now let's talk about Cynthia's poster situation, because this one divided the internet. On October 16th, Cynthia went off on her Instagram stories about a fan-edited version of the official Wicked movie poster. The original poster from Universal showed Cynthia as Elphaba, looking straight at the camera with her eyes visible and green lips, while Ariana's Glinda whispered in her ear. It was an homage to the iconic Broadway poster, but with some tweaks. Fans who loved the original Broadway version started editing the movie poster to match it exactly. They lowered Elphaba's hat to hide Cynthia's eyes and changed her green lips to bright red with a smirk. Cynthia did not take this well. She posted on her Instagram story calling it the wildest, most offensive thing she'd seen. She wrote that the original poster is an illustration, but she's a real-life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to the viewer because without words, we communicate with our eyes. She said editing her face and hiding her eyes is to erase her, and that's just deeply hurtful. Cynthia continued, saying none of this is funny and none of it is cute. She said it degrades her and degrades both of them, putting it on the same level as awful AI videos of her and Ariana fighting, and people asking inappropriate questions about Elphaba's green skin. The reaction was mixed. Some fans defended her, pointing out the optics of editing a black queer woman's face aren't great. One person wrote that for a show about prejudice and the color of a young woman's skin, the racism couldn't be any clearer. But others thought she overreacted, with one social media user saying, if this is the most offensive thing that's ever happened to her, she's led an incredibly privileged, sheltered life. Ariana was asked about the poster controversy at the Academy Museum Gala in October. She gave a pretty diplomatic response, saying there's such a massive adjustment period because this is something so much bigger than them, and fans are going to have fun and make their edits. But she made it clear where her loyalty lies, telling Variety that she has so much respect for her sister Cynthia and loves her so much. But here's where things escalated beyond just internet drama. On November 13th, at the Wicked for Good premiere in Singapore, something happened that nobody expected. A man reportedly jumped the barricade and rushed Ariana on the red carpet. Video from the event shows Ariana walking arm in arm with Cynthia and Michelle Yeoh when this guy leaped over the barrier, ran up to Ariana, wrapped his arm around her, and started jumping up and down. Cynthia immediately stepped in and pulled the individual off her friend. Security surrounded them and took the man away while Cynthia and Michelle focused on comforting Ariana, who looked visibly shaken. The attacker, identified by local media as Johnson Wen, was later charged with being a public nuisance. And get this, he actually posted his own video of the incident on Instagram, captioning it, "Thank you for letting me jump on the yellow carpet with you." Fans were furious. One person commented, "Have some shame. You traumatized her," for likes. This hit different for Ariana because she's dealt with real trauma at events before. In 2017, a bombing at her concert in Manchester killed 22 people. She's spoken openly about dealing with PTSD and anxiety after that tragedy, so having someone rush her like that, that's not just annoying or inconvenient. That's potentially triggering and scary. People online were calling it an assault and demanding the man's account be reported. Cynthia later addressed the incident at the CFDA Fashion Awards, and honestly, her response was pretty measured. She told Entertainment Tonight that she felt protective, and it was a human moment of wanting to protect Ariana. But then just days later at the New York premiere on November 17th, something else happened. Universal reps told media that Cynthia wasn't feeling well and had lost her voice, so she and Ariana would not be doing interviews that evening. They still showed up on the red carpet, but they skipped all the press. Some people wondered if the Singapore incident had something to do with the decision. Now look, throughout all of this, both Ariana and Cynthia have been dealing with constant scrutiny of their friendship too. Every time they cried during an interview, which happens a lot according to reports, people online say they're doing too much or trying too hard to go viral. When they described each other's auras during one interview, calling them specific colors, social media dragged them for being cringeworthy. One person wrote, "I can't go through this again." Another said, "They're sweet and all, but this annoys me." But here's what's interesting. Despite all the mockery and criticism, these two keep showing up for each other. When Ariana was getting destroyed online for her voice, Cynthia defended her creative process. When Cynthia was upset about the poster, Ariana publicly backed her up, even while acknowledging it's a complicated situation. And when that fan crossed the line in Singapore, Cynthia literally physically protected her friend without hesitation. So where is all of this headed? The first Wicked movie drops on November 22nd, 2024, and the second part is coming in December 2025. That means we're about to get a whole year of more press, more interviews, more premieres, and potentially more drama. The movie is already generating massive buzz with 10 Oscar nominations for the first film and over $746 million at the box office worldwide. But the conversation around Ariana and Cynthia isn't just about the movie anymore. It's become about how we treat women in entertainment, especially when they're successful and vocal about their boundaries. Ariana's comments about male actors being praised for the same things women get dragged for, that resonated with a lot of people who see the double standard she's talking about. And Cynthia's reaction to the poster, whether you think it was justified or not, opened up conversations about race, representation, and the treatment of Black women in Hollywood. The tabloid situation Ariana called out is also getting attention. She specifically said these publications have been trying to destroy her since she was 19. That's over a decade of constant scrutiny, much of it focused on her relationships, her appearance, her personality. She mentioned how the narrative around her kept shifting based on what sold papers. From the donut licking incident years ago, to her divorce from Dalton Gomez, to her relationship with Ethan Slater, who also stars in Wicked, Ariana has been tabloid fodder for years. And now, with Wicked for Good coming out next year, the press tour is starting all over again. After what happened in Singapore and the intense reactions to everything they do, you have to wonder if security will be tighter. Will they do fewer public appearances? Will they be more selective about which interviews they take? The New York premiere, where they skipped interviews, might be a preview of what's coming. At the end of the day, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are two insanely talented women who poured everything into bringing Wicked to life. They're dealing with criticism that often feels gendered and unfair, and they're standing up for themselves in different ways. Whether you think Ariana's voice change is valid or Cynthia's poster reaction was justified, one thing is clear: they're not staying silent anymore. So, what do you think? Are Ariana and Cynthia right to clap back at their critics, or should they just let the noise roll off their backs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're here for more celebrity tea and entertainment news, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.